In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the core metrics that will determine your success on Amazon, and that is click-through rate, so CTR. Having a good CTR is such a strong indicator to Amazon about the relevance of your listing and also your listing quality. And also, it will allow you to move up the search ranking and give you the much needed increase in visibility due to improvement in CTR. To increase CTR is really about having a main image that the customer would prefer to click on versus your competition. So in this video, I'm going to dive into specific actions where you can take to improve your main image and therefore your CTR. So stay tuned. I'm Rick Wong, an Amazon seller and also the marketing manager here in LandingCube. If you are interested in content such as this one, where we geek out on Amazon, I invite you to subscribe. I think the great thing about CTR, so I mean, in Amazon, I think there's a lot of talk about improving conversion rate, but I think a CTR is also of equal or greater importance in terms of trying to improve your listing to try to get on top of the search results. Because CTR a lot of times is easier to implement, much more controllable and measurable in a short period of time versus conversion rate, right? Because you're always going to get impressions, you're always going to get clicks, right? In terms of orders, you're probably not going to get that much of a statistical significance versus CTR, clicks and also impressions, because you're just going to get more impressions and clicks data versus orders versus clicks data, right? You know, we talk about improving your CTR, but by increasing your CTR, the byproduct of your CTR improvement will be reflected in your conversion rate as well. So by having your CTR improve, the byproduct of that is your conversion rate. And those two metrics are those core metrics that Amazon A9 algorithm rate really highly. And so how do we go about improving our CTR? I think the best way to improve your CTR is look at a very highly competitive search result and see how your product compares to the rest, right? So my search term, so I'm just going to give a random search term. So let's just say I'm selling a kid's school binder, right? And this is my main keyword, my hero keyword. I'm going to see how I stack up against my competition, right? Let's just say I'm just like selling this, right? Or just a typical set of binders. I'm looking at this. I'm still looking at this like with the mindset of a shopper. What would answer my questions, right? What would get me to click on a listing, right? So a lot of times with binders or anything that I use, you know, the size is very important, right? The use, the thickness is very important. Right here, this asset right here tells me exactly what I'm looking for, right? 2-inch, 450 sheet Ford pack, right? So the image itself tell me something already. So give me that bit of information that is highly, highly relevant to what I'm searching for. So if you're actually using this as an image, your CTR will definitely be much higher than say this one right here that is very plain, right? And this one right here is also really good. Just looking at this, I see that is 0.5, and before me going into this listing, I could know that there are these 6 color variation that is also available. And so the first thing that you can do to improve your CTR is informational, right, in the main image. So one way that you could actually go about this is actually go into your listing and go into the FAQ, right? Look in a ways where you could incorporate some of the questions and answer them in your product, in your main image, right? Of course, you cannot put like badges around it. I think that is like really against TOS. And nowadays, you could get your listing auto suppressed if you do that. But if you can actually incorporate the information as part of your product packaging, right, then that is a-okay, right? Basically, your product packaging is part of your product. So that is not against the TOS. So if you incorporate the information within a product, for example, I'll give you an example here, right? So this is like a before and after. So you basically have like a product. This is how it is before and this is after. And basically what this does is that it would make it seem like these parts right here that shows additional information on product is part of like the product packaging itself. So you can see what age is it good for, right? And what exactly is it, right? Kids continue continuation journal, right? So you could actually lace your main keywords in there as well to really describe what your product is. If your product like looks very similar to all your competition listing, for example, if I go here, right, like, there's a lot of, like, for example, this one and this one looks very similar, right? You could look at ways to kind of look like this to make it differentiate against your competition, and also answers a lot of the questions that your potential customers might have. So you could actually just go to like 10 answer questions, go to your Q&A. Okay, let me like go to another listing. I think there's probably a better Q&A in these other listings. So, when you're, for example, like a bed frame, right, you'll probably come across a lot of sizing questions. So anything that you can do to kind of answer the questions of like the size, the height, all right, that would definitely help with your CTR, right? So I don't know, just a thought, maybe you could put like something like relative height around it. So maybe what you can do is that you show kind of like a plant, right? Somehow the vase is like, you show that the vase is like 1 meter high, right? So you could, so just by inferring on the relative sizing, you could see how high this like bed frame is, for example. So let's just go to, all right. So you can see like some of the questions here is a king size. So what you could also do is that you could also incorporate like a product packaging with the main photo as well. And the main product photo, right? So I have an example here. So your actual packaging, right, could also include additional information of a product. So not only just information, could also be the benefit of this product as well. Highlight those, right? So maybe like somebody is searching for no sugar or water added juice, very pure cold pressed juice. Maybe like that is your main search term. So you want to reiterate that in your product listing. So that's another way. So lace in your main keywords within your packaging. That's another way that you can enhance your CTR in your main image. And another way, the second way that I would also enhance your main image is to try your best to show how your product actually works. So you can see in this before and after main image. So this is a car set, right? So normally you hang this on your rearview mirror, and you can see that in this main product listing, I actually show how the product is used in its natural environment, right? So it easily catches the eye. Okay, this is exactly what I am looking for. I'm looking for air freshener that hangs on my rearview mirror. And basically, if a customer is like searching for this, the chances are they'll click on this particular image versus your competition. That is another way to improve your CTR for your main image. And lastly, another way to improve your CTR is also like you could also add your product packaging, right? So the product packaging right here, right? So we could show like the main benefits of your product. So in this case, right, it's made in USA. There's a tag on the actual product itself. So if you put a tag, that is actually just part of the product, right? So that is not against the TOS. So basically you can have your tag. Basically the tag can have like a badge that indicates, why your product is better than the rest. In this case, this one is like made in USA. So you could have like, it could be a product certification that you could put. You could put, some testing, some certification from testing that you could use to make sure that your product has more social proof than the rest, or just basically anything that you could highlight that your product is a better quality product than your competition. And another thing that you could really use is the search query report under brand analytics. So here you could see the relevant search terms for your product, and also you could see the actual CTR on it. So you can see like the click rate, right, for certain search terms. So my click rate is pretty high, right? Click rate is basically CTR, right? So you see my CTR for certain search query is pretty high. But if I want to improve on it, how can I improve on it, right? So let's just say, this one, exercise ball for physical therapy. If I want to improve on it, what can I put in my main image, right, about physical therapy, right, that would allow me to increase my click-through rate, right? So I could actually measure this in the search query performance report through time, right? So right now my benchmark for this particular search query is 40%. So if I want to like increase that, maybe what I can do is like go into like the main image, show a person, show that it is used for physical therapy. So I can have a tag in the main image saying that this is a verified product for physical therapy, for example, right? Or you could show a product of a person using the product, right, in a physical therapy setting. So that's another way that you can potentially increase your CTR. Again, you could like look into your search term report and give you ideas on what you can potentially do. Basically, this particular page allows you to marry the search terms, right, that the customer is searching for to your product image, right? So make some changes to your product image based on the information on this particular report. And you could see that you could actually follow along the click rate and see whether the changes you made in your CTR in your main image would improve your click rate, which would be your CTR. Another thing that you can do in order to see whether the changes you made in your main image is your managed experiment within your Amazon Seller Central account. So what you can do is go to manage experiments. So create an experiment, and then you could decide what you want to experiment on. So let's just say go back to experiment. Let's go to experiment home, create a new experiment. So what I want to actually test out. So in this case, that would be product images, right? So I can actually go here and select the product that I want to do a test for. And then you can see like I could choose like A or B version, right? So your B version could be like the improvement that you did in your product listing, right? That you could actually run an experience against. That would be the A/B testing against your existing photo. So this is like one of the easy ways that you could like test whether some of the changes you made to your product image can actually improve the CTR or not. And I actually created a detailed video on how we can use the Amazon managed experiments, and I will also link that below. I'm not going to get into it that much in this video. Okay, to end this off, I hope this video can give you some ideas of how you could make significant impact on improving your CTR, which in turn can give your listing a significant visibility uplift. On Amazon, improvements are always incremental, so always be testing new ideas, even though sometimes it might push the TOS envelope. Lastly, if you're looking to collect emails to build your audience off of Amazon, check out LandingCube. We are an Amazon selling specific landing page builder for your off Amazon marketing needs, such as Google, Facebook, TikTok ads, and also acts as a funnel for your product insert. Sign up now for a 21-day free trial in the link below. And until the next video drop, happy selling.